Something.
Drifting we roam, finding our place in the vastness we call home. With courage and wonder we reach for the light, guided by visions that illuminate the night. Mystery cloaked in the past unknown, truth and discovery seeds we sow. In the starlit wonder we seek the key to unlock the secrets of our galaxy. Of our galaxy. And with the horizons, our spirits ignite, chasing the dreams that fill the night. Stars are our compass, and time is our friend. Together we'll journey where stories transcend. Mystery cloaked in the vast unknown, truth and discovery seeds we sow. In the starlit wonder we seek the key to unlock the secrets of our galaxy. Through endless horizons, our spirits ignite, chasing the dreams that fill the night. Stars are our compass, and time is our friend. Together we'll journey where stories transcend. Through endless horizons, our spirits ignite, chasing the dreams that fill the night. Chasing the dreams that fill the night. A symphony nights we would not name. A symphony of wonder, seek the key to unlock the secrets of our galaxy. Voices of the cosmos whisper our name. A symphony of wonder unheard of a celestial refine. In each passing moment our wisdom grows. In the dance of the universe the truth flows. In the quiet of the night we dream and fly, with questions that echo through an endless sky. Bound by the stars our story unfolds. In the universe our destinies are told. Ooh yeah, where the stars and secrets flow. SUBN8IONX radios glow. In the night we'll ride the show into the unknown, unknown, where mysteries are shown, shown. Dance to the beat we own, oh yeah, yeah. Come with us and let it go, go. Night sky whispers in the dark. Secret trails will leave a mark. Follow close, ignite that spark. We're on a ride, it's just the start. Into the unknown, unknown, where mysteries are shown, shown. Dance to the beat we own, oh yeah, yeah. Come with us and let it go, go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. So mysteries come to light. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Into the unknown, unknown, where mysteries are shown, shown. Dance to the beat we own, oh yeah, yeah. Come with night. Let every heartbeat pure delight. Mysteries come to light. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. It's out of sight. Into the unknown, unknown. Where mysteries are shown, shown. Into the feet we own, own. Come with us and let it go, go. Unraveling the mystery, secrets in the night. We travel through the cosmos, ready for the flight. Together we'll shine, casting shadows aside. In the heart of the rhythm where our dreams collide.
Join the SUBN8IONX quest, the truth is our guide. In the vast expanse, it's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the grooves around us, everything's alright.
From the SUBN8IONX quest, the truth is our guide. In the vast expanse, it's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the grooves surround us, everything's alright. SNX Radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spots. Heavy bass drops with tight beats.
Illuminate the shadows, the echo of our call.
On this road we will never fall.
Feel the energy rising, can you sense the spark? As we dive deeper into the cosmic arc.
Stories of the universe, mysteries unfold. In the heart of SNX, where the truth is gold. Every note we play, every line we write, crafting our legacy, shining ever bright.
SNX Radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spot. Here in the spotlight, we're taking our turn. With the fire in our hearts, let the passion burn. SNX Radio's call, ringing through the air. Together we rise, together we dare.
So join us now, let the rhythm flow. With SNX Radio, we're ready to go. Unraveling the mystery side by side, we stand hand in hand. In this dance of truth, let the story expand. In the skies that cruise.
Flashbacks from the track, watch the past unfold. Got a story to tell of courage untold. Rise up from memories, watch us take control. Echoes of yesterday, feed our fight. From shadows to light, we'll take flight. In this race, embrace our might. Hold our dreams, got the future in sight. Rise up high, let courage unbind. Erase the past, keep future in mind. Every step forward, no looking behind. We own this moment, leave fear confined.
ghosts and cosmic dust unveil secrets we can trust. Truth and Margot meet your end. On this journey we'll transcend.
And welcome to SNX Radio. Tonight you just have Coley. I'm sorry, but Rodney had some things going on, but that does not mean we don't have a spectacular guest tonight. He's been on our show before and absolutely never fails. He's got the greatest experience. Let me just get into it. So, everybody, I hope you're having a great Saturday. Thanks kind of for bearing with us. We just wanted to back this show up. We thought it'd be a better time. And, everybody's here. That's great. So Patrick Cross is our guest. His expertise covers ghost hunting, hauntings, and demonic encounters. He lived in a demonic house. True story. With notable investigations, including high-profile TV séances, Patrick is featured in books, magazines, and media, where he has served as a consultant for TV shows and news outlets. He's a host. He's led ghost tracking tours, investigations, seminars. I mean, you name it. He's done it. I guarantee you. His multifaceted expertise includes paranormal research, education, public speaking, ghost tour direction, TV, radio production, and serving as his haunted historian and media representative. That's pretty cool. He's an Ontario-based paranormal researcher. He really has been TV shows like The Haunted Case Files, Creepy Canada, Ghost Trackers, as well as Haunted Historian in Ireland House Museum. He's done it all. He's definitely, if you want a paranormal expert, you're getting one tonight. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring Patrick up on stage. Welcome. Oh, we got to I have to
It's longer retirement. I have more credits. Yeah.
Yeah, I could go on and on and on, but you've got such a big, large personality, and I know like people want to hear from you. And just the fact that you lived in a demonic house, I love to throw that in there because I don't care how many times you tell that story, or it's your story. It happened. It's really factual, but how many times I hear it, I can't hear it enough. So yeah, welcome, Patrick. So glad to see you again.
And I'm still surviving all the ghosts and hauntings, yeah. So happy hauntings to all. And I'm not attached yet. Again, I'm pretty clear right now. So far so good.
You mean like you're single, or
just doing all the stuff, and it's paranormal. Every day is something different. So as you know, you're involved in it, and I think the only way we really interact and learn is by other people in other groups and how they share stuff. And if people can share and do more things and experience stuff, that's how we all relate and get together. So all these shows are going on now, psychic shows and paracons. And I think it's great when people come out because they want to learn, they want to find out what's going on, how can they affect their lives, and how can they better their lives if they are having all this happening.
Yeah, I agree with you 1000%. There's nothing, and when you got into this and you were living this was not a social norm. It wasn't something that you could probably talk about, in public. People don't realize how far we have come. Now there's all these paranormal groups, but the people that have led the way and have been in that, that's not an easy place to be. What was it like growing up in a
I was all shut up, it was all hush hush because back in the 70s and the 80s, you couldn't talk about it without being locked up or thinking, you need a psychic evaluation. Even though I grew up in a haunted house and it got worse into a demonic infested house, my dad was very stubborn and just didn't ignore the fact of what was really going on. And the church would even ignore it. Oh well, they just covered over. Oh yeah, there's little ghosts. Like, you know, the funny thing is when you go to church, is saying, "Well, we're here to bless you and to bring you to the light." Meanwhile, you're getting killed off in the dark and everything else. So it's like, they don't really want to. They just want to sugarcoat it. So it's like, how do you fix your spiritual energy, your spiritual self, if these things are happening and nobody knows what to do with it, right? And it could get worse if you bring in the wrong people, what can make it even worse. So unless you understand what the whole thing is, because we all are spiritual and energy anyways, um, and affects people's lives. People be going along day to day, and then something happens, right? How does that happen? There's an action to a reaction. So your coffee falls off the table, like things go flying off the wall. Like a lot of it is our own self, psychokinesis. Our own brain puts out energy, and we can cause only things to happen. If you have an argument, you get really upset and frustrated, and your energy throws things around because
Yes.
it's not
Oh
always
my
ghost
God.
related. Yeah, it's not always ghosts. It's how
Oh
we
my God.
interact. You know.
But that's so funny you say that. There's very few times where I just get really, really mad and I go and I find and I excuse myself away because I'm like the pop cans, things are going to start flying. It's not me even throwing them. They're going. And it's like this intense energy. That's crazy that you say that. Wow,
Yeah, I mean, if you're
I've
like
experienced.
yourself, if you're more in tune with it and you understand it and you've grown up with it, you're gonna shoot off that energy. You're gonna explode that because you're psychically more open. You're more spiritually sound. Not to say that somebody just can't do it. It's just the more you are open to it, the more you attract, and the more you can be a full spiritual person. That's what it is.
I agree. 1000%. I just think I've never heard anybody talk about that before. Up to you, like, really, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh," I
Because
tell this
because
story
they
all
because
the
they don't. I mean, people just go, "Well, I'm here. I'm just going to go investigate ghosts." Like I know it's a big thing right now, but when the old days when we were doing all this, everything was done for research. It wasn't done to make power strips. It wasn't done for TV. It wasn't done for fame. Wow, I'm gonna be on a ghost show. Like it wasn't about that. It was about research and science. So going back to Holster files and going back to other things and the real people who were envisioning it and researching at the time. That's where I got all my information from. I just studied all kinds of books and everything else and got delved into it. But, well, from my own experiences, and then I had to seek out other help that was people would help me out psychically because I didn't understand what was going on. Even even to this day, when things were happening, I have no idea. Like I was attractive, so I was open. See, you're more psychic than everything. My mother was really psychic and open. She just attracted stuff like crazy too. So, I mean, we all have the ability. But we just put our life as more important. Everything around us is more important than our health, our spiritual energy, our spiritual wellness.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's sad because we're worrying about money and this and what we got to buy and flowers and food and oh my God, I walk away from it all. I don't want to get involved in all that society thing.
I agree, it's draining. It drains on your energy. There's been a couple times where I too did not know how to control it, but there was a group and then they taught, it's very bizarre, but that's your reality growing up. That's my reality growing up. My mom was going to call the priest too for exorcist. And I'm like, as a kid, I'm like 5 years old, and as if that's not confusing enough already. Now I got, my mother who's afraid, she's doing it out of her own fear. And then so then I had to start making, oh, well, I just write the story and, so and so this happened. But people don't realize it's a lot to take on. It is a lot. And usually
Yeah,
men, they're stronger, like
it,
intuition wise.
it is because it drains you, and when you have things that are constantly going, something else happens and something else happens, and you can't sleep, and it drains you, and then maybe it's now you brought something home, and now it's attacking you. So, how do you how do you deal with that? How you can't. Nobody's going to call and you call your favorite pharmacist or Shoppers Drug Mart. Hi, I can help you with a ghost thing. Like it doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't. And that's just it. You don't have until you start to enter community. I was lucky to stumble across and then people pulled, so I was lucky that way. I can't imagine what it would be like just trying to maneuver your way through that. And I did not get it from my mother. I got it my dad's side. They were more sensitive, but my mom's they're real Catholic. So back then it was like, that was evil to even talk about the paranormal.
Well, my dad was a devout Christian Bible thumper, so he would beat me with the Bible, right? And lock me in a closet because he was, I'm gonna beat the demon shit out of you. It's like it was really bad growing up as a kid and teenager because I didn't know what was going on as it was.
And that draws them in more. That's when they can
Yeah,
beat.
negativity and just being ignorant and stubborn of the whole issue.
Yeah, because you said growing up, so your mom's, does she a medium channeler or is she?
No, she was just really well. I'm European blood, so she's originally from Amsterdam, Swedish, and that culture had a lot more understanding of it. Like they were involved with back then ancient ghosts and ancient sightings and all that stuff was going on. So my mom has a big history of, or did, of an ancestry of ghosts and hauntings, and it was a normal thing back then in castles and Romania and Sweden and all that back then. The old ancient way, the ancient stuff was going on.
Oh yeah. If you go over there, even talking like I'm part Irish, Swedish too, so I have that European thing. That's where it comes from. But the woo over there it's nothing like it is here. They're very much more open and accepting of all of
Exactly, it's part of their culture.
it.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
Our culture, like ours too. So I guess we just kind of got it lost along the way. But I've noticed that, and you do readings, right? So
Yeah.
are you more of like do you channel or how close do you get? Because as a channeler, I have
It just I just put it out of my aura. I don't know. It's just developed. Like I just pick up I always just was able to pick up stuff. Like, say you're going to an interview or a job, and they're assessing you. I've already assessed them because I know what they're thinking, what's going on in their brain. I just pick up stuff. So I interrupt them and go like, "By the way, did you just have a car accident? And your leg is wrecked." And go, "Holy shit!" Like, really? How'd you know that? Like, so I pick up off energy, um, and I've always had that, and it's a gift. And I'm more clairaudio than clairvoyant because I've mostly been talking to ghosts and hearing the ghosts. I talk to dead people. Well, I do, and they piss me off too. But that's another story. But like,
you do, me too. Yes, I know.
but yeah, they could go on forever. Like have major conversations that have recordings just talking, and they're just talking in. It's like a like friend to friend conversation, and they're telling you their story, and they're telling you how to, and they want somebody to believe in them and contact to them,
Yes,
and they're all
I never
coming to
did
you
it.
because you're open, and they know that you can relate to them, right? As opposed to being scared, being not understand what it is. So it's always just been natural for me, and it got better as I went. So I am a reader, I'm a medium, but I don't go out in charge. I'm really not like that. I don't believe in charging because I believe it's a gift. I believe that we have that energy, like the Indians, the natives. They the spirit energy, like whatever you put out is what you get back. So I put out and help people as opposed to that. Like so as I was telling you last time, I was at a big psychic show in Toronto, Canada, and I had my booth. I had all my stuff. I had my paranormal stuff, and I'm promoting ghost tours. I'm promoting this and promoting Casa Loma. And I'm standing there, and this woman comes by, and she's all upset, right? She's looking at my stuff, and she's like, almost crying, saying, like, I just got upset. Um, I did a reading, and it wasn't right. I don't think it was real. And the guy she spent $75 and all this stuff. She's, I said, okay, well, and I started picking up. I said, well, like, how you feeling? And I was just trying to feel her energy. And I said, you got to fix this and you got to do that. And, you got an appointment coming up and all this. She goes, holy cow, how did you know that? I said, you should just calm down. You're stressed because you're all worried about this doctor stuff, right? Appointments and your health. And she goes, I went to the guy that was reading for the guy for an hour, didn't say one thing. And I didn't even, she didn't tell me anything. And I just picked it up. So she was so astounded. So I gave her a whole reading for nothing. And she goes, that's it. She runs back to the other guy and blames him, wants her money back. So she comes back to my table, throws $50 down, and goes like, "That's amazing. I appreciate you for what you did, right?" I go, well, I really don't, do that. So she calls all these other people over. Hey, this guy, a real guy, a real thing. Come over here. And there are like 50 other psychics. And all the people leave their tables, and there's a lineup on my table, like 20 people like lined up to do psychic readings. I'm not even promoting it. I wasn't even there to do it. So it was, and everybody's mad at me because doing it. So it was hilarious because, I'm just being real. People are charging hundreds of dollars. So it was kind of funny. And I wasn't there to do the readings at all. But I said, well, like throw money for gas, something. So give me $5.
Oh,
I
that's
wasn't
cool.
caring. It was a funny. And then at the same time, media comes in to do an interview of the whole psychic show, right? City TV. And they see all these people lined up my channel. They all come directly to me. And I get the interview. And everybody else is pissed off. I go, yeah. I'm like, how's that happen? We go, well, we'll interview Patrick. He's a great medium. And, the whole slave was pissed off because they're like trying to get promotion. And they're promoting me in the lineup because they see all the activities. They go hilarious. I was just laughing my head off.
That's awesome. But it's so true. Like when you're seeing things, and I said what used to drive me crazy is they knew, so they had that sense of urgency. So they like they want, I remember one time I was working over at this fireworks store, and I was there, and I knew the guy was there, and he's frantically looking for his daughter, but he's like in the 1800s. He's not. I don't have time. There's a guy coming in, and it's like, you can't really like whatever. So I'll send him in there, and he could just hear this bang, bang, bang. He's trying to get my attention. And the guy's like, "What is that?" And I was, "Nothing. Some wind. Let's just check this out over here." And once it leaves, it's like, then you can kind of you show them focus, and then they kind of like maybe calm down a little bit. But yeah, sometimes they're just so intrusive. It's like, man. But as
Yeah,
I was more
yeah.
like in my teenagers before I got control of it, and that's hard. That is
And
hard.
a lot of times the ghosts will come in because they want your attention so much, right? So they'll that distractors, like you said, something will happen, and then they'll almost knock you in the head. They go, "I need you, and I gotta talk to you, and I gotta get this done," or they're explaining that something is gonna happen, right? An accident or a tragedy. So like that happens too, right? To
Yeah.
warn you.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. That's very true. I have a harder time, like, a lot of times they show me things. I do better when, like, a lot of people like like, no, it can be images. Like, I do better when they show me images than try and like break through the words. But some people having that auditory, that's pretty amazing.
Well, I had to
How-
actually close it off. I had to like learn to close it off because I couldn't sleep at night. Ghosts are coming by. Hi, how you doing? How's it going today? Want a cigarette? Like, oh my god, at like 3 in the morning, and they're like, you want to talk? So I'm like,
Oh,
literally.
oh yeah.
So I really had to stop that. Learn how to, no, don't close it off, shut it off, and then talk to normal. So that you have to really do that. And the same with your energy too. Whatever you open up to, you're going to bring in the bad and the good, not just the good. So you're thinking bad things, things will happen. Think good things, and they positive will happen. So how many times do you say, "Oh, this is going to be a bad deal. That's going to happen," and then sure enough, it happens. So whatever we put out and say, well, the universe said, "Well, he said it, so I guess we're going to make it happen." So
That's
if you're
so
going
true.
around saying it's a
So
fucking
true.
shitty day, it will be a shitty day. You see, so like I've learned that whatever you put out, the universe listens.
I'm convinced of it. You can't convince me otherwise. And it's like it used to be like before, like, oh, I think of somebody and then I see him a month later. So it's no, there times like sped up. Like you think about it and it's happening. So you got to get
Yeah,
those thoughts under control. I do the same thing and I'm like, oh, I said that. I didn't mean that. Like, let's back it up. Okay. I just said something really stupid. And like, because it catches me every time. Every time. That's a
yeah.
hard thing to do. Well, how do you
It's
stay
yeah.
positive in a like it's hard when you're dealing in that realm because a lot of people, thank God I'm not one of them, but people I feel bad for like the empaths that are all in the emotion. I don't get that. I don't, like
Yeah,
the
if you're it's even worse when you're an empath because you feel everything, right? But
yeah.
you can't explain it because everybody thinks you're too sensitive. So they think, oh, he's sensitive, he knows everything, he's so crying while he's crying. No, it's like you're sensitive for the love of them, of the energy that they have and the person they are, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So
a
it's
lot of
stuff
times
like
they connect to you like for good reason. But I always tell people, if you have anything negative, I run down the list. So you have something negative in your house, like, is something changed? How are the relationships in the home? You end up going in, is your home in chaos? Like, I'm not going to judge you, but have you not, it's like that kind of thing. They just
Exactly. Well, if
feed
there's a
off.
lot of fighting, arguing, and fighting and everything, that kind of thing definitely will
Oh,
cause
yeah.
negative energy. And then you really have to clear your house, clear your energy every couple months. Like use sage, use things. It's just like dust collecting up. Energy collects like dust in corners. If you don't clear it, it's not going to go anywhere, and it's just going to cause more things to bring in. So I usually clear my office, I clear my basement, I open the front door, open the back door, and let the energy come through. Right, sage the front, sage the back. So you cleanse your house, and crystals help as well. So I mean, it's just it's just like cleaning up, it's sweeping up, and for the fall, winter seasons, and spring. Spring cleaning for ghosts. So like I do it all the time because I've kind of neglect it for a while, and energy just builds up. And then I'm like, oh crap, I haven't done anything for a while to clear it.
Right. So how do you go through and clear it? Do you do sage? Do you do the
Well,
water?
I do sage, but there's no like citric is one of the main things that people don't understand. The ghost hates citric energy. Anything that's well, citrus, fruit, oranges, lemons. I find it absorbs energy, it absorbs negativity. So I usually use a white candle for the front room, light that for half an hour, and that brings in absorbs energy. And if you, as I was telling you before in the last show, if you get fresh cut lemons and cut them into three pieces representing the Trinity, the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, and put them in fresh water, and leave them in a room, it will actually absorb all the negative energy and clear it. And it works really good, especially if you're going to bed, put it by your bedside. Works amazing because it counteracts all the energy that's around the ghost and all that negative
So
stuff.
you cut a lemon into 3 pieces and you would keep them together? Put 'em
Yeah, no, you put them in a bowl in water. You can
Okay.
float in water, but water is the essence of life, right? And
Mhm.
the lemons represent the Trinity: Father, Son, Holy Ghost. So even in biblical times, Jesus was pouring olive oil and lemon juice on people's feet and washing and blessing their feet back in those times.
That's yeah. Wow. I didn't you know what I've been thinking? I've been really going a lot to the Trinity. I said we get stuck in this duality here, but this is a Trinity, and it flows over into so many ways. That's
Yeah,
I,
so exactly that's just one way of doing it. Then, okay, saging. Well, I use white buffalo sage because I find that's better than anything else. For me, it's natural. It's made by Indian reservations, so I found that works really well too. Also, I usually have crystals like black obsidian absorbs energy in the room. Like these ones are great because they really do well. If you ever use these, pick them up. They're great. Like you put them anywhere in your house and in a corner of your rooms, and that it absorbs and it protects you from onslaughts and spiritual onslaughts. And it's great when you go to
can you
sleep.
tell us again what that was that you showed
Black
me?
obsidian is
Black.
yeah. You can use onyx, but black obsidian I find is the best. There's other things that can crystal, like if you have quartz in your pocket, it's a power crystal, and you have to mix it with like I have one here. Oh God, I have quartz, and I have a cat eye. So the cat eye
Oh, oh wow.
is really good and absorb. It really protects you and adds energy to you, and it builds up your energy. And then I got this little big quartzy guy. So I
Oh
keep that
yeah.
in my pocket, and it's a power energy. So it actually gives you more energy and gives you more plus, and it gives you more power and energy and protects you as well. So stuff
That's
like
so
that I have.
funny. Yeah, I'm the same way. The people used to make fun of me at all times. I always as of like recently I haven't, but it's usually now like a microphone or something, but I had a piece of ghost hunting equipment everywhere I went. Like what do you think is your favorite type of equipment to go in? If somebody's going in and wants to like check out this
Um,
area.
well, I use the EMF detectors, of course. The K2 meter is good. I got the latest one.
Oh, they have a new
I
one?
got this one. It's called the Rogue. It's really good. It's actually just it's a more electrical base. Let me turn the power on. Yeah. So
Oh
works
yeah.
really
So,
well.
really?
It's coming off the phone, but I mean, this thing is amazing. So if you want to find small energy and everything and pick up while you're doing
And it's
investigations, it
like
works really.
two came 2 meters in the together, like the
Yeah,
front.
you can use that together, sure. So I mean, when I was doing an interview with the haunted statue in Burlington, I was using these two, and I was getting a lot of energy coming off the statue, off Alfred the ghost. So it was pretty good that way.
Do you know what really bothers me? I have to say this, and what's your take on it since you kind of brought up a cemetery? Everybody's always like, "Hey," and I was telling spirits, "You be like, you find that white light and go to it." And now, I've kind of just been doing some research, and maybe I don't know how you feel one way or another about this, but do we go to the white light or do we not go to the white light? Because I don't want to get cycled back through here, and it's
Yeah,
more and
that's
more
another thing. Yeah, like if you can, well, like if I do sessions where I go to a cemetery and I do an investigation, I always have surround myself with white light. I can ground myself, but
But is that
ideally,
an earthly
you're supposed
construct?
to open. You're supposed to open a white light portal around you, and then you're
Mhm,
supposed to close it when you're done, so that other things can't come through. So that's the idea. Open it with blessings and white light, and
mhm.
then close it when you finish doing anything else, especially when you're doing seances
So the
or with.
white light allows them to get back on Earth. So if
Yeah,
you found that
it
white
brings
light
in
on
the
death,
positive energy and positive things are
back.
going, not all the low stuff that coming through. If you're playing on Ouija boards, all that is low energy and it's going coming through. It's a door. You just open a door and let them in. Like, well, that's not gonna that's not gonna work. So I mean, people don't realize that. And so when we were doing the Ouija board seance, is really heavy stuff going on in the morning, and we were surrounded by white light and salt and
Mhm.
candles, white candles, and we brought in all the good stuff. So I mean, we were doing really good connections spiritually with the other side when the ghosts and spirit wanted to come through and talk. So that
Yeah,
was working, but the table was rising up and everything else, and like this was a heavy table. It weighed about 300 pounds. Certainly, it was like almost like a heavy wooden
the wooden one
old
with the
table.
glass pinch. Oh, I thought you were
And
just
the
like
thing was moving backward, and the TV crew saw it. The interview saw it, and you know what? They didn't put it in the TV interview because they go, well, we can't really prove it. So and we had amazing evidence. Can you believe that? And they were all
Yeah, I
astonished,
can.
and,
I've been
they're
back.
making it like, well, it could happen, it couldn't happen. So they cut out all the real stuff and then prove it on TV. And go, well, why did we do it then? You know?
Right. And you know what sucks now? It's like any evidence you get, oh, AI. It's like now you've crossed the path. You didn't look at it. I have some amazing ones. I did flash. My technique was like the flash photography, but I've caught some
Well,
really
that
good things.
works. Yeah, that works. But you actually, what was even better before you do that, if you get I don't know if I have it here. I think I have it here. You know those motion detectors?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a motion detector, right, before you do the flash photography, or when you're room or wherever you're set up, put the motion detector on first and let the ghosts get used to coming through, right? Because they're kind of figuring you out. And the motion detector will flash and go on, and then shoot the flash, and you'll get even better results.
Oh, that's a good
Because
idea.
now, if you just shoot the flash, they go, well, what the hell did that happen? So the motion detector just picks up the energy, and like anything going by, like if you had it on the stairs or in a room and all the motion, then you'll see all the stuff coming through. Just flash where the motion detector is, and I get amazing results.
That's a good idea. That's a
Yeah, it works really good for that. That's how I've been
then
able
you're
to
right
do it.
there too. I can always tell like 3 days. They know you're coming before you know you're
Yeah,
coming. And it's
yeah,
like I like 2 or 3 days before we'd go, I'd always start getting like all this stuff on them, and I'm
yeah.
like,
We did
oh,
haunted case files. We did a thing. One of our first things, a haunted funeral home, and this was like 2 days before. I was just getting so much energy, so much bad energy before we shot it in this mansion, a funeral home mansion up in Concord, Ontario. So we're going there, and I could just feel it that it wanted like to talk, and and they knew we were coming. So as soon as we got there, we opened the door and there was a whistle. Something was whistling to us, going woo, like so that was thanking us that we're here. And it was whistles going. Someone was whistling. There was nobody there. It was freezing cold in February in the middle of winter,
they wanted
and
some company. Yeah.
they just knew we were there. We're just coming. It was just awesome, you know.
So okay, so getting back to this like white light scam thing, Is it back to earth trap, whatever? Are you supposed to go to the white light when you die? Are we supposed to be sending people to the white light anymore? I mean, I
I
almost feel
think,
guilty
oh,
if we've
excuse
been
me.
sending them back here to earth. You know what I mean?
I think the white light is more like a tunnel more than anything else. It's a holding area. I don't really think it's like you're bypassing going through emergency doors in a hospital. I just think the white light is just guiding you. I don't think you're supposed to stay there. And when I have done white light sessions and I've gone through the white light, I've always end up in another psychic portal energy showing me what it's supposed to be.
But it's
Right.
always on
So
earth.
I think it's just a guiding light. I don't think you're supposed to stay there. I don't think you're just gonna go there and come back. Um, it's something to like
No, I
to
don't
guide.
want to come back. I've been.
So
I think I've
or
done
if
this
you
many
are
times.
well, if you're like near death, you're dying, it would go and show you your life and go through it.
No, I don't
But
want to do that either.
I still think when you're
I want to get
dead,
out of here.
your energy would still stay there. It's not gonna. You can go. Like the whole thing is, I found out that like when my dad died, he could come back and forth all the time. So even though he was dead after like a week, he was visiting me and said, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm cool over here." And he kind of goes, "Yeah, so you can still come back, and I guess you can will yourself to come back and visit your loved ones and come back and forth."
If we told him to go the white light, we probably just brought him right back here.
Yeah, I cleared like the votes for white light.
I don't know. This has really been
Like,
bothering me.
I think
It really has.
like
There's
you can
so many.
clear them the white light, but I think it's a portal to clear their energy so they can actually move and go through and come back. Right? I think that's what it is. I don't think they're just you're going there and never come back.
No, that's what I was hoping not to come back here to Earth like again.
Like I don't know if you
I thought that I've been hearing about this trap, and everybody I was talking to, like, oh, the near death experience, like the white light came and then it brought him back. I'm like, oh, maybe that's the trap. And then I looking more, and people more and more are saying you're not supposed to follow the white light. And I was like, well, man, I've got some bad karma here because I've just sent like at least a good 100 spirits to that white light.
I think
I didn't ask them to
I think
come
it's
back.
also like a cleansing from what you were in life and sheds all the energy and cleanses it to go through the white light. That's what I've been picking up from what the ghosts saying when I ask them that they still go through it and it helps them become the full spirit, right? Spirit energy, what we are, because
Right.
it's now you're intact as a spirit. You're not in your body anymore. So it cleanses you, sheds you from your body what you were in life, right? That's what I think it is.
Yeah, but we would be a trinity also. What's
Right.
the third?
I don't know.
Do you like go
That
into
is
the
stuck me on that.
parallels? Do you go into
I mean, we don't know, right? We've heard, and we can get enough evidence, but like we actually personally, I think everybody experiences something different. So say you're a really bad person in life, you killed everybody off, you're a gunslinger, and like, how is that person going to be ordained or cleared when you're the nice guy who just serves, hot dogs and wieners and burgers or something? Like, and he didn't do anything. I don't know. I can't see how your energy, my energy would compare to somebody else, right? I think we're all judged with the spirit, what we do as the energy ourselves.
Well, I
You
don't
know,
know. 'Cause I was. This is just where I have a confliction, and it's just recently, so I'm going to share with you because you probably be the only one that would even understand what I'm talking about. But
yeah. I mean,
I feel
now we're talking about now it's probably going over everybody's heads and go, what the hell are you talking about?
what the hell are these
Yeah,
two talking about? But when you, I get excited because when somebody else has experienced this, and you don't have to explain, like, hey,
exactly, because nobody really knows.
like,
The only way is by actually experiencing it.
mhm.
Exactly. You can read about it, but if you, like you said yourself, I've experienced it. So, um, all that energy is just going to be like part of that to the white light, the clearing. And I was told by my guardian angels, my angels follow me, that you should use the white light. If you ground, every time I do something, I try to be blessed in spirit. I try to do. I look for the positive of whatever that situation is. I
Right,
ask
I
for
get
positive
that.
energy to come through.
And then everybody's like, you gotta be so nice and you're ascending. And I was like, I don't know if I'm quite there yet. But then I thought, you know what? That nice person, they don't stay alive. And like, when it comes down to it, they're not gonna live very long. They're out here. I come back to the light. But so I have that confliction, but I get what you're saying. So it's like finding, that like fight in you, but not bring in the negative karma. I mean, how do you keep balance? Because I'm a little off balance sometimes. We all know that.
Yeah, you are. I was actually gonna say.
Oh yeah,
Your chakras are, well, no, we have to align our chakras too. Okay, here I'm going over our head because people don't understand what chakras are. We have 7 chakras. We have our head, we have our temple, we have our eyes, we have our third eye, we have this, we have our chest, we have our solar plexus. We have to know how to align that and put it back into place because we get ripped apart every day from the physical things around us that go on, right? And we're out of shape, we're out of line, so we have to be spiritually get back into that. And there are ways of doing that, if you follow that, and you can do that with crystals. You can do it with also a Reiki master will help you do that too. If you go to Reiki,
oh yeah, I love Reiki.
they know how to fix all that, and it will enhance your life and be better and keep you healthier and everything else, right?
I was always taught clockwise to open up your chakras if you had any.
Yeah, I mean, also as a temple, right? Even though it's the third eye, as a temple, really where the energy comes from here, the center of your temple. But in my problem, I've always had solar plexus, and that has where a lot of the gut energy came from. That was negative, and I had to clear all that and get rid of it because I was attached by other demon things too before. So that didn't help either. Those little bastards,
They are too. I only had it one time that was something really, and it kept coming up and burying its teeth at me, and I was more annoyed. But what was it like? You got to give everybody like just a brief taste of what it was like growing up in your house, because this is crazy. This is completely like if you want to know and get right down to it.
And it still bothers me today. And I actually went back to the house a couple of years ago. And they knew I was there, right? So they said, they even said, don't even come here. Don't come here at all. Leave. And it was a giant voice surrounding the house. So, I mean, I was really warned, but I mean, it really scared me because growing up, you're a kid. You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't do anything. And if you're living with your parents, it just started off with like ghosts, basically, energy and ghosts, footsteps, sounds, doors opening, doors closing. Excuse me, whispers, talking, and the more I got into it, it was revealing to me that my dad bought this house because it was cheap. It was in the '60s, and somebody was actually murdered and killed there. 2 people were killed. No, 3 people were murdered and chopped up there. So it was a murder house. And back then, they didn't really care about murders, and they didn't really care about disclosing anything. Oh yeah, some guy died, some guy get killed. They didn't really. It was in the news and everything else. So the story goes is this guy was dating the daughter of the father and mother, and the parents didn't like this guy at all. His name was Greg Barrett, and it was in the news. It was big in Toronto. I think it was 1971. No, 1964, 70, 67. Sorry. And he got really upset because the father said, "We don't want you around anymore. Leave, get out, don't come back." So this guy was kind of mentally screwed up. Well, if I can't have her, I can't have anybody. Came back with an axe. Came back with an axe and attacked the mother. Killed the mother at first, and then my father came and he killed the father. Chopped up the bodies, and then the daughter, the girl, he went and killed her. So he admitted that he murdered the body, but they didn't find all the body parts. Before all this happened, I think 3 days went by. He just took all the body parts and buried them everywhere around the house. And obviously he got charged, but they only found the torso, legs, like maybe a couple of heads, and was just sick. But that was real crime back then in the '60s, So it got covered up. House was still being built and renovated, and I somehow guess he put all the bodies in the basement while it was being built and around the house, in the garden and all of the soil.
Do they know how many? Because he's a serial killer then, right?
Yeah, exactly. So my dad found the house and was like, "Were they on sale?" And I'm like, "Yeah, buy his house." And he just bought it and didn't care. And they said, "Well, there's a murder here happened," and it was in the news. And he saw the news article, and he just said, "I didn't care much," because he was in the war. And he said, "Well, I've seen bodies, people get killed all the time." It didn't bother him, right?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
So I was there just growing up, and nothing was really. I didn't even know this, but it was also being built on Indian ground. So they took a whole Indian
Oh my
cemetery
God.
and bulldozed it all over.
Whoa.
The whole area was all bulldozed, and Indian sacred ground was all that. So the whole
No.
being
Oh
built on
no,
that.
don't do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So nobody
Oh
cared,
God.
right? I think it was the
Yeah.
Cree. No, part of the Algonquin Indians. Part of that whole area was all sacred ground, Indian ground, and ancient ground being built. So things led to, and then that's how I think I started hearing just Indian voices and hoots and talking and like Indians running around. And it's like, and it just got worse. And the Indians are spiritual, so they probably protect the land. They bring up their own, to protect them. They bring in the Wiccan demons and all that, and the native
Yeah, and
demons to
their
protect them, right?
animals, they're
So
coming
that
for you.
started happening. Now the half animals coming through and a bear walking by. I was like, oh my God, it was ghosts, and it was just getting weird. So I went through this, and I kept telling my dad he didn't even care. And we had one of those. Eventually, we got one of those shag carpets. You know that big shag. You need a rug to, a rake to rake it. You can see literally footprints walking on the rug. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, and then those days we didn't have like really like video or anything. You didn't have any video cameras. You had those little movie cameras, or you had those Kodak things that you click and the picture comes out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was very hard to document anything. Nobody would believe it. So I'm going, okay, this was weird. So being a kid, I go, well, I'm going to make money on this. So every time my parents would go away on the weekends, I'd charge kids to come over and stay and see how long they'd stay and last. And they all ran out at night. So I used to make good bucks, $50, $60 a night, because nobody would last the night, just stay there.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah. But yeah, it just got really worse.
So
it got worse. It got worse because I was getting into music, and I was getting into a lot of music and bands and heavy rock, and my dad hated it because he thought it was demon music, music of the devil. You can't play that.
You didn't realize they were living in this house.
You know? Yeah, so that was getting bad. And I had to literally close off my door in my room because my dad goes, "You're playing demon music and Jimi Hendrix and what's that backward stuff and it's devil music." And then he got mad and he'd grab me and he'd always whip me or take a belt usually. And then when things were kind of like happening, he would lock me into the closet and try to beat me with a Bible. So I mean, it was pretty bad. I got pretty mentally abused because he thought I was conjuring things to happen and going against God and going against the church, right?
Oh yeah, I get that.
Which wasn't the case. So it just got worse. And then when I started seeing this giant, huge robed guy walking down the hallway, like not really walking but hovering. He was about 7 feet tall. And he'd always be coming. My dad locked his door, my brother closed his door, and then great, I'm the only one there, and they're coming for me, and they go, oh shit. So it wasn't good. And it's just like this just diamond like cloaked demon guy thing, wherever you couldn't see a face. So this was happening. And then we had an organ, one of those rhythmic organs. And we would the thing was unplugged, and it was actually playing. It was unplugged, and we'd be playing some weird kind of music. Just poor evil music. Yeah, oh my God! Yeah, it's just nuts. They're all coming for me. So I had to close my door most of the time, and then I think I posted. One of the worst things that happened was my closet door was one of these big wooden doors that you open up. It was heavy. You had to slide it and close it. And around 2 o'clock about every morning at night, the door would open and I wake up and I see these little beady eyes, red glowing eyes, standing about 4 feet tall, 4 or 5 feet tall. Just in there, just nothing, and just see this eye that freaked me out. I'm screaming and everything.
That's not good. Yeah.
And I'm wow. And my dad's going, "What the hell's wrong with this?" He come in, there's nothing there. I scared the shit out of me. I mean, I really did. And then like there was certain like I had like the ghosts were coming for me. So they literally had hands grabbing me or pulling me down in the bed, and I got so upset. I had sheets. I had my bed that was covered with rocks. The sheets kept being pulled down by the ghost, and that's it. I'm gonna cover the rocks that won't get me. And
That's
this was all
crazy. I sleep under my pillows and blankets still to this day.
yeah,
But I
and
didn't have rocks. I didn't have any rocks.
it was nuts.
That's extreme. I mean, as a
So
kid, you feel like you need rocks on your sheets. Like,
yeah,
man.
and it was the wall was always freezing cold. Freezing cold. Like it could be 80 degrees outside. The wall was always really cold energy all around all the time coming for me. So this was all documented. Like I did a show called Ghostly Encounters, and I did all this about my childhood. And they did a really good rendition of it. So talk about the haunting, the ghosts, the closet, and then of course my mom had a fruit cellar, and there was always like she'd go down there and she sees blood dripping down off the ceiling, and it would just drip on the floor. And she goes, "Oh, what's that?" It's like, and she just, wipe it up and come back again. And there's drips everywhere. And then even in the kitchen, she opened the kitchen door, and there's like this glucose, a sugar blood, just dripping off the kitchen doors, cabinets. And she thought it was sugar. But as you know, glucose, when blood is there, it changes into a sugary, like dull red substance. And
I just
she
think
thought,
the generation was great at like denial. Like, see, maybe now
yeah.
they were really good at like like. Do you think
So she
they
couldn't figure it
experienced
out.
it or
Yeah,
what?
couldn't figure it out. And it was always, and that's how I realized what it was. And the ghosts of the energy there was showing how they got killed. That's what all the blood was showing around. The blood would appear all the time and then disappear. And the other worst thing was I go to bed and I hear all this screaming down the basement, and there'd be like a giant trunk being dragged, and you're shopping and everything else, and I go, "Don't you hear that?" My dad heard nothing. I heard it like I'm like, "Oh my god!" I can hear perfectly. And this woman was screaming on top of that, and I heard everything. It's like,
Do you
pardon?
think he couldn't hear it? Or did
I
you
heard it all,
hear
and
part of
my
it?
brother
Or
did, and nobody else heard it. It was just nuts.
oh man, and you can hear everything, so it's like
And yeah, you can hear like I guess reenacting how she got killed and how the body was getting chopped up and put in the trunk, right? So it just got worse. I'm like, oh man. So I got into my music because that's what the only way to escape I could do this between my parents and my dad and everything else and the ghosts and someone to leave. And then I finally contacted psychics at the time, or what they call they're more Wiccan witches that were helping. There's really didn't exist back then. It was more like Wiccan faith, and the Wiccan witches would help you. And the good part, not Wiccan meaning good, not bad
no, I
witches,
see, I totally get it. Yeah, I
yeah.
actually
So
I needed for
um,
help too.
from the earth, the good witches, right?
Right.
They told me what to do and everything else and how to fix it. But I couldn't really clear much of it because this energy and the death and all the things happened and all the demon stuff was happening. And then the native Indians were coming through, like the Indian demon from the natives, like with
I
antlers
don't
and
play
horns
around.
and a deer head and a foaming body. And they went, "Oh my God!" So that was coming through. And then
That's one place
my
you
walls,
have to be. Don't go. I always say I don't play on the Native American grounds.
yeah.
That's the only
So they
time
were
you're
pissed off because they were pissed off because we were there and we took over their land and then the house was there.
yeah.
So now the walls were coming, like literally hands were coming out of the walls, blood, and it would move. The walls would move, and blood was dripping down. And I was like, just like the movies. I'm like, oh, like and this was never on the movies before. Nothing was ever happening because it never happened. And we were the early guys who documented all that. That's how it came on to poltergeist because nobody knew what it was, and it came to us to explain the real, and the people thought it was made up. It was all real.
Oh
And then
yeah.
blood would just be dripping down, hands moving, shoving around the things crawling up the walls. Oh my God, half human spiders. And then it was made into effects in television, but this was all real. And that's how it happened. And my dad would just go, "Well, I guess we got to wash the walls and paint them again." It's just it's like
For some
there's like
reason, we keep getting these stains on them. I don't know what that's about.
terrible, terrible stuff.
That's crazy, but yeah, I always wonder sometimes if people, I don't know if it's just that they don't even have the ability or they don't have the words but it was so funny. We were at my grandma's and all of a sudden my dad was back in his old bedroom and you hear this yelling and boom, you hear something hit like his closet. boom, another thing. And here he comes, running out like a little baby. And he's like, we're like, what happened? He's like, there was something back there. I said, what are you throwing your shoes at it? Oh my God, Dad. I said, you've hit a halt. Like, all new, low here. Let me go back and take care of this. But it was so crazy because he was so afraid of it. And I thought, man, you were born in the wrong family for this. But
Well, yeah, you're afraid sorry. Excuse me. You're afraid of it because you don't know what it is,
yeah,
what it is. And when you don't know
and
something, you're scared.
they love that though.
Yeah.
That's one thing if I even like catch myself like doing it, I go through and I don't care if they're like, get out, and I'm like, I'm not leaving, and I pound on the doors and I do everything you're probably not supposed to. And like, if you're taking the ghost hunting classes, the paranormal classes, because I've been kicked out of a couple groups, but that's neither there. I got, you want EVP? Let's roll. It's like, let's get this going. They're like, we sit here for 8 hours listening. I'm not listening to white noise for 8 hours. We're gonna get this rolling. So
Yeah.
you do if you interact with them, but man, once they become
Well, no,
aware of you,
I've done like places where we've been there like 5, 6 hours, nothing happened. And then when we're gonna leave, something happens. It took all that time to get it. And like on these TV shows, people don't understand that all this stuff is hours compressed into 20 minutes or half an hour. People are doing
oh
this
yeah,
research and it's taking a long. Well, Zach Bagels did this, like it all was recorded over a period of time. Just didn't. Well, who went there and got all this stuff? It didn't happen right away. And sometimes
oh
you could be
yeah.
sitting there for hours and days and nothing goes on.
That's just it. Like, don't take those opportunities and make something going on. Because sometimes I don't get anything, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Well, fill in the blanks." No, it's just not my day. Yeah, it's having a bad off day, whatever. But it's just like that honesty. I really appreciate that about you. And I know I've talked to Sean Burris too. He was on Extreme Paranormal, and he does not like the same thing. He's like, Zach wrecked it. He wrecked it for the rest of us because
He
they're
did
out there.
because
Oh,
it's all drama. And he's just doing it for promotion. Um,
oh,
a lot of the stuff that Ghost Adventures does now, or even recent, is made up. A lot of it was just for drama for television because no, that doesn't happen. He's haunted. He's possessed everywhere. Like it's impossible. You can like Yvette from the Most Haunted. You can't be screaming everywhere. Your whole life is running down the streets. Like, come on, really? I mean, I've been doing this for 30
yeah, to see
years,
anybody
so
crawling a
it's like
wall. Yeah.
Zach doesn't like me because I'm real. He goes, well, I saw your stuff and it's like too real for me, so I don't know if I want to. I'm just gonna keep with my stuff and make it
I'd be
more dramatized.
afraid he would be I don't think he could I don't think he would last. I don't think he would last. And he's got no personality, so he's not even funny.
No, and
Story.
now he's in the news because he was having affairs with his girlfriend Holly Madison. So his image is like why do you do that? You just target yourself. Like I don't know. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
if you heard all that stuff going, it's all drama and like he's just doing all the bad things that people are kind of looking at for good things.
Yeah, any publicity is good publicity,
Well,
and
no,
some
he
people
doesn't like it, but
don't
I
know.
mean, well, again, he's in the public eye, right? So anybody that's in the public eye, people are gonna know. If I'm not, if people find out what I do, it's just because
Yeah.
you're in the media, you're not a regular guy. But why? I don't know why he put that through. If he's gonna like womanize and be with one person, not do it and tell everybody.
Well, you have
I
to be
don't.
pretty dumb to think you weren't gonna get caught.
Yeah.
Like, there I even see it in some of the community, like, you would not believe some of the stuff, and I'm thinking, "Man, you didn't think you were gonna get caught? You're in the public eye. People they wait for these little, opportunities." It's like,
Yeah.
you think that you're
Because believe it or not, people listen to you and they like you and they follow you until you do something stupid and something wrong, and they respect you and they look up to you and they go, "Oh, I don't like that guy. What did he do now?" I mean, we're not all perfect, but like I'm just trying to live my life normally, paranormal, I should say, not normal, and do what I want and
your
can.
normal is normal. It's
Yeah,
more normal than anything I'm seeing around town lately, that's all I'm
yeah.
gonna say.
So
You know,
you know,
makes sense
yeah, I think
these
people have to change. People have to change their ideas and their being. Because everybody wants what they want now. Everyone wants a quick fix. I want this girl. I want that guy. I'm just gonna cheat on this guy. I'm gonna be with that guy. Like, there's no family values anymore. I don't think there's a lot of morals anymore. People do what they want,
No.
And
Yeah.
I think it reflects on your energy, reflects on your system, on your. I don't know. To me, I stay away from all that stuff. I'm not into that.
No, especially
Mhm.
I have what I call him a pukey teenager sometimes, but he's 16 and going on 25. And I said, the problem, you I don't even know what's your generation. He tries to make up like new ways. And I'll say this. I'm like, you just can't go around making everything up to be what you want it to be. And the
Yeah.
amount I'm telling you, I was like, man, you got a hard road ahead of you, kiddo. But there's
Well,
everything, they're under surveillance.
because people are glamorized by the internet, by Twitter, by Instagram. They see all this stuff and they want to be them. I want to look like them. So then they're trying to be something they're not. When all they have to do is be themselves, right? That's what it is. So if they're
Right.
trying to be you and they're trying to be me and they're trying to be Zach, how are they going to
Be
get their own
themselves.
life together? And how are people going to look at them? That's the whole thing.
We all got our own missions here, and unfortunately, you can't have mine. It's like I can't have yours, but we're here to connect with one another. I tell you, I said, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's so great. Why don't you walk a day or a couple days or a week in my shoes, and you can really see how well the back end of this goes. I get threats all the time. It doesn't matter. Somebody's mad. Okay. Right now, there's somebody out there. They're writing a scathing email to me, and I'm like,
Well,
okay.
that's the honest thing. The more shows I've done, right, and I've done everything honestly and properly, and then people are jealous because they want their 5 minutes of fame, 10 minutes of fame. Oh, he's on the show. He got that famous show. How did he get that? Like, it's not about being jealous. I'm doing this for the
No,
research and the
this is what my
passion.
life was like. Look at what you gave up
Yeah,
of your life.
it's
Your
not because
story. Yeah.
I do it because I want to tell stories and tell people what it's like, share my
Mhm.
experiences. I'm not doing it for fame or fortune, by any means, but
You have it. You've got all pretty well. You've got all of it beat. You do have the fame and fortune too. You
but
got the
no,
fame.
it's still fun along the way. But you got to look
I
at.
know, but you got to look at the
Um,
fun part too.
I'm doing this also because it gives me more opportunity to help people out
Yeah.
and give them more ideas and spiritual energy and how they can fix their own life too, right? So I mean, I'm there to help people. I'm not taking, well, what can I do for you and what are you going to give me?
Right.
It's
No,
not a give and
not like
taker.
that. Not like that. I'm saying people love you. They follow you. That you've had those places not because you've taken the deal. We all know if you know, you know the deal. But you've been real and you've gone through and you pioneered through this. And I have all the respect in the world for you. And you tell the whole, story. Like it's not like, oh, this little piece. Well, if you really want to get into this and you really want to experience and take a walk and what it was like I can't even imagine what it'd be like to have my walls breathing and bleeding and water rushing through. And there had been, it's like, okay, when you got to go through that too, then.
And
But yeah, it's like,
when it really happens, like you don't know what to do, and it's like it's happening, and I'm gonna go, oh, I love to have that happen. I love to have get attacked by a demon, held down, and strangled. Are you serious? You know, like I had that happen. Like it literally attacked me in my washroom, some big giant thing. This was in my apartment when I was,
yeah, the
and it
darker than
literally
dark ones,
lifts
nobody
me
else
right
can
off the
see it.
ground, lifts me up to the wall, puts three claws on my neck, trying to kill me, and I'm strangling, and it's going, yeah, all this stuff, and going, oh. So I uttered the name, God, please help me, release me, and then I fell to the ground. All the smoke just disappeared. But I had
Yeah.
the claw marks on me for 3 days, and my wife was going, "What the hell's wrong with you?" I was like, "I'm gonna kill myself or something." Like,
Who are you gonna call? I mean,
I don't
you probably
know.
better luck calling the operator, like the 0 back then than anything else. But I mean, who would there be like, "Yeah, okay, kid, bye bye."
And when
It's just
when
like,
it's face to face in your face,
mhm.
then then you're scared as hell in your life. You go, your body, you're just coming out of your body. You just want to run. And I'm like,
Right,
oh my god.
right. Well, yeah, I don't know. See, I like I said, I've only had a couple times where they've come at me with their like baring teeth, and I was like, well, what the hell is this all about? It wasn't like but it was. I had to sit there and talk to other people as it was happening, and I'm like, get the fuck out of my face, like, and I couldn't get rid of it. I had to go. It took a
It was
lot of.
right in my face. It was like huge giant face and claws.
Oh,
I'm
it
like,
was coming, probably, yeah.
a breath that smelled like hell from the sulfur and everything. Oh my God, I'm like die. You know, it's a wonder I survived all that stuff. It was like just beyond me, you know.
Right. God, how
And
did you? I mean, then did you I mean, you learned to obviously because as being a medium and a channeler, you're so susceptible to that. Like, how did you
yeah.
even to try and block that kind of energy from coming in? I even stung like sometimes, and I'm like, we stay an arm's length away, you
Well, I
know?
just stop. I just really do just stop right there. Don't, you know? I go,
Mhm.
you know, the cross right in front of them, and it works, you know, because I'm also spiritual. I said, that's how I demand them to leave. If you are
Oh, you have
demanding and demand and face your fears
mhm.
and demand, they can't
Okay.
they can't do anything. It's fear they live on. It's a fear.
Oh, yeah. That's fun. That's exactly what they feast on. But we
Yeah,
are just at the top of the hour. Is it you're gonna stick with for questions? I just have to do a little break and come back to hear
sure.
more about. Oh yeah, I could talk to you all night. So love it, love it. So we're just gonna take everybody out there on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. We are just gonna take a top of the hour break for the radio side, but we will be back with you shortly, and you won't want to miss anymore if you've not caught this all. So this is a show you're gonna rewatch and be like, man, this is the greatest guy ever. So here we go.
Where shadows play, whispers of secrets that lead us astray. Lights in the sky, they flicker and fade. Questions arise and truths are betrayed. Echoes of voices from ages long past, glimmers of knowledge, rare to last. Chasing the night where the wild things roam. Are we alone or are we headed home? Mysteries, dances through the dark. UFOs shining, igniting the spark. Aliens calling from faraway lands. Cryptids and Sasquatch, just take a chance. Illuminate the skies and break down the walls. Secrets unraptured, ancient calls. Together we rise, we won't be alone. Exploring the unknown, it's time to be shown. In every heartbeat there's a story untold. In the stillness, the mysteries unfold. Off-world entities drifting through time. Paranormal whispers so hauntingly sublime. In the silence of night, there's magic to find. Embrace the enigma, let go of your mind. Eyes in the woods, they dance in the mist. Cryptids and legends, a chance we can't miss. Conversations with experts unravel the threads, connecting the tales of the living and dead. From the depths of the ocean to the stars are high, the stories we chase will never die. Every encounter creates and remakes the fabric of life, intertwined with mistakes. Mysteries, dances in the dark. UFOs shining, igniting the spark. Aliens calling from faraway lands. Cryptids and Sasquatch, just take a chance. Face the unknown, let curiosity lead. The truth lies within and it sets us free.
Unraveling the mysteries, secrets in the night. We travel through the cosmos, ready for the flight.
our guide in the vast expanse. It's where we reside, hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the grooves around us, everything's alright.
From the foundation heights, quest the truth is our guide in the vast expanse. It's where we reside, hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the grooves around us, everything's alright. SNX Radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bring shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spots. Heavy bass drops with tight beats.
Illuminate the shadows, the echo of our call.
On this roller ring will never fall.
Feel the energy rising, can you sense the spark? As we dive deeper into the cosmic arc.
Stories of the universe, mysteries unfold. In the heart of SNX, where the truth is told. Every note we play, every line we write, crafting our legacy, shining ever bright.
SNX Radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spot. Here in the spotlight, we're taking our turn. With the fire in our hearts, let the passion burn. SNX Radio's call, ringing through the air. Together we rise, together we dare.
So join us now, let the rhythm flow. With SNX Radio, we're ready to go. Unraveling the mystery side by side, we stand hand in hand. In this dance of truth, let the story expand. In the skies, they're cruising fast. Truths are buried in the past. Lights are blinking through the night. Secrets hidden out of sight. Stars reflecting coded blinks. Messengers from distant links. Whispers travel through the air. Signs of life beyond despair. Let the veil no more disguise. We'll uncover all their lies. Truth embargo meets your end. On this journey you will transcend. Mysteries in cosmic dust. Unveiled secrets we can trust. Hidden realms of shadow play. Night gets brighter every day. Voices from the great unknown. Echoes of a world they've shown. Across galaxies they roam. We're not in this fight alone. Lift the veil, no more disguise. We'll uncover all their lies. Truth embargo meets your end. On this journey we'll transcend. We'll transcend.
Dark where shadows play, whispers of secrets that lead us astray. Lights in the sky, they flicker and fade. Questions arise and truths are betrayed. Echoes of voices from ages long past, glimmers of knowledge too rare to last. Chasing the night
wild things roam. Are we alone or are we headed home? Mysteries, dances in the dark. UFOs shining, igniting the spark. Aliens calling from faraway lands. Cryptids and Sasquatch, just take a chance. Illuminate the skies and break down the walls. Secrets unwrapped, hear the ancient calls. Together we rise, we won't be alone. Exploring the unknown, it's time to be shown. In every heartbeat there's a story untold. In the stillness, the mysteries unfold. Off-world entities drifting through time. Paranormal whispers so hauntingly sublime. In the silence of night, there's magic to find. Embrace the enigma, let go of your mind. Eyes in the woods, they dance in the mist. Cryptids and legends, a chance we can't miss. Conversations with experts unravel the threads, connecting the tales of the living and dead. From the depths of the ocean to the stars up high, the stories we chase will never die. Every encounter creates and remakes the fabric of life intertwined with mistakes. Mysteries, dances in the dark. UFOs shining, igniting the spark. Aliens calling from faraway lands. Cryptids and Sasquatch, just take a chance. Embrace the unknown, let curiosity lead. The truth lies within and it sets us free.
And welcome back to SNX Radio. So we have our very special guest tonight, who is Patrick Cross. And I took so much time talking. I literally could talk to him all day about stuff. But I know that you're able to do kind of some general readings if people had any questions. If you wanted to put those in caps, were you still up for that? Or I'm not sure how. I know you impressed me that one day. I didn't even. You're like, yeah, you this. I'm like, how? Yeah, I was like getting into. I'm like, wait, how did you know? So, and then you're like, damn. I'm like, yeah, no, you're good. You're good. You're good. Definitely. But like I said, I don't know. Sometimes how everybody does it a little bit different. But if you're picking up on anything, or I mean, you really are pretty powerful medium. So I'm very impressed by that.
I don't, like I said, I try to stay grounded. So, I get people call me all the time for readings, but I find that it also drains you because now you're giving away your energy, and now you're shit because like they're draining you of their energy. So it's like psychic vampires. You have to be really careful who you're reading because they can be draining you. Oh, I want to suck you. I want to suck all the energy. I feel that's so great. Yeah. And then that happens a lot too with psychics if you've heard them.
Those are the people who are looking for psychics, and some of them are just like.
But I think you have to normally just find somebody who is. Well, I find native psychics or native people are really good because they're natural, they're spiritual. So I find that they give you an honest opinion. They can see your past and future, like me. So I think I'm more ancient soul than anything else. So I think I have that ability.
Like you have a very old soul. I would definitely.
Yeah.
Have you had past life experiences that you remember?
Oh yeah, lots. I got vivid experiences with Atlantis and the whole thing going down and being sunk. I basically was regressed, and I was a high priest in Atlantis, and basically the whole land surface just went under. Was all destroyed because of volcanic action in the area in the area. So all the ocean sucked it right up. So I was a part of that. I believe that, and I was part of one of the Atlanteans. And even going back before that, ancient southern stuff, I just got lots of really heavy, warrior stuff and godly stuff and battles and things that I can't even remember. but they're so vivid. And I actually know that I was regressed. I was a soldier in the Civil War,
Oh wow.
and I was actually holding the flag on the War of 1862. And I went down to Bull Hill. I mean, at the Battle of, I think it was Battle of Bull Hill, I can't remember, or Bull Pen. And the flag went down, and I remember I got shot in the chest. So that was very vivid, and I had that experience. And I remember going up. I just died, and the flag went down and dropped the Confederate flag, and
Go to
everybody
the
was,
white lights.
it was burning, and I just died. And I remember the whole vivid thing about being killed on the battlefield. Was so I went to Gettysburg, and I picked up all the same images that I had when I was there. It was just phenomenal.
Did they do
Yeah.
like you're getting? I remember I had one when I was getting my Akashic records, and it was crazy because I saw the whole thing. I was like so sure that I was marching, and they were Native. I was a Native American. I was taking them all to, and this mass slaughter. But I was so certain that was the way. So that's kind of been my thing, like the mirror image, or I'd have to, assume I'm gonna die or something to make it through. It's just like that took a little bit to get rid of. So is that
Yeah.
how you accessed it, or did you meditation or?
Do meditation, but like I think it's our past signatures of what happened to us, how we died. I think I had, as far as I know, 5 or 6 lives. Going all the way back, and like the Battle Civil War, maybe before Roman times, and all that other stuff was going on. So I don't know. I mean, they give you signatures. It's a signature
Mhm.
added to your new life that you remember. You want to grow up as a kid. I was fascinated with battles and swords and military and all that stuff was happening, and just a big fascinating thing. And I was really scared of water for the longest time. So I might drown in another one. I don't know.
That's so that's so true. There's certain things that I'm like, I don't know, maybe in a past life or something, somebody held me captive yeah, I'm like, but I'm really into them. Like I remember doing this where I was like this whole meditation and I was going back on a train and then I started to really tap into it where I was like a spy. I was like, this is great. Like I was pretty cool back, I wouldn't mind that whole thing, but it's like, whew.
Yeah, like I remember even being with Wyatt Earp and oh my God, Billy the Kid. It's so vivid. It wasn't even from the movie. I remember, the words they're saying and when they're gonna rob a train. Like I could have wrote it all down. It was like just so accurate because it just came to me. It's just bizarre. I was part of the James gang or something. I don't know. It's just bizarre stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, when you go through it's like there's no difference in like you experience that. Like that is not like something you're like, oh, I just watched a movie and it was like, no, you feel that whole experience, and it's like,
Yeah,
man, So yeah, be careful. I have to. That was a huge thing, like a huge part of my life. And I said everything's mirror image. So if I like when
yeah,
I go out to fly and I have to think, okay, well I'm probably gonna crash the airplane, so I knew I'd be okay. And then I had to stop doing that because as you start creating more and more, I think I created a just like a chaotic environment. But it just and that's what it fuels off of. That's what it
yeah.
feeds. Like energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but they're gonna steal it and they're gonna suck it out of you. So,
Well, every day we're spiritually, attacked by energy all
oh,
around us. People are you go to the store, people are negative. Go to Walmart, they're yelling. If
I
okay,
know.
I hate crowds. I can't handle. I can't.
I
The
don't
only
want to
crowd
run out anymore. I know. I
the only
know.
thing I can go to is concerts. Because it's a positive thing, or
It's like,
music events. But I can't, or barbecues. But I can't go around just normal people. It's like, oh my god, like
I
just
want
give
to
me the
run. I do
yeah,
anymore. It's this has been something more recent. But I said I was at Walmart. And I said everybody stay away from me. I gotta get out of here. I said this place is give. It was just like one like I was entered into like the Black Mirror situation.
yeah.
I'm out of here. So I ran out the door. I was like, I don't care. They're crazy. Okay.
Yeah. No, because they're picking up all the people are putting up. Everybody's putting out energy. They're picking it all up, and it's all a massive negativity, and they're all
Yeah.
frustrated and like the economy and everything else. So I just stay away from it. Really, I do.
Oh,
I
yeah.
find it. I can't help it.
Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. But it really is. And like I said, it
You're
will That is crazy. Yeah, I'm not
Mike is
exactly,
over.
but yeah. So if something if we were to go down here for a second, I'll pop right back in. Don't worry. Sometimes this just happens, especially when you.
So getting back to like you're saying, yeah, I just think it was about doing more surface. I don't really go into detail because some things you're just not supposed to know. you know,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
like you're only supposed like I do it for the goodness of helping somebody. I'm not doing it to let's investigate and like do medical surgeon and what's wrong with you. So no, that's not what it is. It's really trying to benefit your life and guide you. That's what it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm always appreciative when people do, like, and they're authentic and genuine. And it's like I get that. And that is too. I mean, like a lot of times those messages are so powerful and people don't realize there's a lot that goes with this. And you're taking on a lot of that. And just to be able to go and deliver those messages to people, I mean, that's a pretty big honor, like when you really think about it. I mean, it's not, you don't always think like, oh, this is great. Well, no, I just grew up and I'm the spirit lady. But, when you really think about it, not a lot of people get to experience things to that level that you got to.
Mhm.
And there's absolutely, I think there should be a movie made from your house. You got to
Oh,
go
cool.
into that a little bit more about when you and your
Well,
brother
they
went
should
next
have been
door.
because it got even worse. Okay, like
Yeah, yeah.
then ending
Keep
up
going.
being chased by the demon dog, the hellhound down the street, and then a giant gargoyles are coming down on the roof. It was just out of a movie. I swear to God, it's like, how does that happen? It's like, yeah, it was all real. Like a 8-foot wingspan, giant demon gargoyles on the roof with pointed horns, looking at him with glowing eyes, and it's like,
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah. No, I mean for real. I mean, and you can't really tell everybody about it. I mean, would your
No, they think you're
friends?
nuts. They
Yeah,
don't think
right.
they think you've been on too many shows. I don't know what you're making news. Like, so I don't really talk about it. Like, yeah, but it should be like a movie. Definitely, it would be like running everywhere.
Oh yeah. I mean now, but now people they probably have more empathy. Back then they'd be with their holy water and you'd be casted out of the neighborhood for sure.
And I don't even know
I
what that thing was. Like, I was basically it was a warning that I was getting into a lot of heavy stuff, and the demons didn't like it, and so they have scouts, and when they know that you're onto them, they send out things to get you, right? So I think when the hellhound came after me, that's when I was really challenging it, and it was a warning from hell that you better stop or we'll take you
When you're
out,
gonna
right?
get
So
warnings from hell, you better take them seriously.
like, yeah, so that freaked me out. One of the most things. I was coming home one night, um, and I always came out late because I was a night owl and I was in bands and music. And it was probably about 1 in the morning, and I was going to my house, and I see this big thing coming down the sidewalk. Just running. I was like, I thought, it could be a dog, whatever. And it just got bigger and bigger. I go, holy shit, it's big! And like I was running to my door, and you can literally see a silver hexagram on the dog, a necklace, and his big red eyes and his glowing is coming and just going, and
Oh no
it was
god.
howling. It was like everywhere was echoing. Woo, woo, holy shit! So it's like it was coming for me, and it was all this white cloud and everything else around it, black smoke. So this was in the news too. It was really big in Toronto, and I ran to my door, and it was just coming right behind me on my heels, and I couldn't get in the door. Could not open it. It was a screen door, and it just literally went threw myself in there, opened the door, and fell in and through, and I could feel the thud. The thing just went, Jeep leaped right for me. Huge, big black thing, hellhound, and I could not close the door. I was pushing, and yelling and going, "Hello, hello!" My dad thinks I'm nuts because he woke up. Like, what are you doing? And so he thought a burglar was trying to come in and rob me, right? Attack. And
Oh
he's always screaming and howling and like echoing everything. And I go, what the hell's going on? He comes down and I slam the door, and it's just giant whelp, like a half demon beast animal guy thing. And it just fell, and we waited, and it's like the door was like ripped apart and stopped, and he goes, "What the hell was that?" And I'm trying to explain myself. Well, I got chased by a dog. And So sure, that's another story, right? Like, what is it? So, okay, we waited about 5-10 minutes, and it was all. We opened the door, and it was all smell of sulfur, really heavy, thick sulfur. You can see this green puddle of all green slime on the ground, just sizzling there, just blowing and mist and everything coming off it. Oh, and then you look at the door, and there's chunks of the door taken out by claws, ripped apart.
Oh my God.
So I thought, how to explain that? Okay, I go, well, I don't know. It could have been a dream. It could be a burglar guy with a knife. So he called the police. The police assess it. By then, the green slime stuff just disappears and crystallizes. All the smell's gone. And my dad's saying, this dumb kid, my son, thinks there's the guy, a demon dog attacking me. So I put the life all true. And I was cut everything, like claw marks on me. So the cops just go, yeah, some robber probably took a knife and tried to slam. It was chunks. It wasn't a knife that you could do that. And they didn't want to explain, claws of a dog, 4 claw mark. They went, holy shit. And they took photos and then they covered it up because they couldn't explain it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Either there's like this great sense of denial, or they just like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I've seen it a few times, and I'm like, what do you mean? It's like going on right here, right now. Yeah.
I think I was nuts. He's just like, he says, you're possessed by the guitar gods now. Oh, yeah, go shit. So nobody still you believe it. I even had the evidence and I proved it. I took photos of it too. And we got in the news and everything else. But they said, oh, some robbers in the neighborhood is a serial killer. Yeah, right.
Already lived here. What are you talking about?
How to explain the slimy green stuff in the 70s attacking it? No, it was in the 80s. Yeah, sure.
Man, that is, when they had all those, I remember buying like Rob Zombie or something. And I didn't know what that, like any of the like my dad's like, that is devil worshiping. And I was like, they gave me $5 for $1 or a penny or something, but you used to order all that stuff. So you said before they didn't like the music, the negative energy didn't like the music.
No.
So
you mean from my guitar or from my parents?
No, like you said, you're getting into like the bands.
Oh yeah, I was getting like heavy rock, like Hendrix and Led Zeppelin. And my parents didn't like it; and they thought it was devil music. And back then, blues was called the blues. Playing the blues was called devil music, of course.
Yeah, it was. You're right about that.
So, yeah, you're doing devil music tonight, and you're dancing with the devil. And if you remember, your parents or people would go to halls, dance halls. They would have this devil music, and they saw devil night and all that stuff, and it was all the musical craze. That's what the teens were calling it back then, right?
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that. Definitely. That was a rebellion. I love that. I love that time.
So we were all rebels back then, and listening to like Steppenwolf and Easy Rider and all those movies, and
Right. I said, I grew up on like the Poltergeist. Like you want to know like the Birds, the movies you probably shouldn't show your kid. Like Hannibal Lecter, that was like nothing. That was one of my favorite flicks as when I was 5. They just didn't monitor things. Our toys were dangerous. I mean, we had.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. You could kill yourself, hit yourself in the head. Like, yeah, right. They were dangerous back then. The darts, lawn darts, you could kill somebody with it. We get chopped up and Slither was throwing darts at each other. It's like, oh yeah.
I mean, and then I always laugh at the fireworks that with the metal things. And when they changed it, I said the guy was like, he's like, well, so nobody steps on it. I was like, well, when I was a kid, we stepped on those 1 or 2 times, and we didn't step on them anymore. Okay, we learned from that. I thought that's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, you did light yourself on fire lots of times. It was fun back then. The burning schoolhouse and all that stuff. You're like, oh, this is great! Like, wow, blow everybody up.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And that's the era. I said I'm a proud degenerate Xer.
Yeah, I'm glad to go through it. People are going, oh, I wish I could have experienced that, because back then it was just so much fun, It's like everything was going.
I know. You didn't have all the surveillance. You didn't have all this stuff in it. Oh, it's all for your safety.
Yeah, it was fun back then.
It was fun back then. I know. I don't even think we'd given the ghosts don't even have a chance to breathe anymore. It's like, man, it really does. And that excitement that you have is what you need. And I always tell people, like, man, when I was going through like a hard time, I remember a guy walking down, he probably listened to my sob story, and he's like, plan something you like to do. What do you like to do? I was like, oh, I like to go to cemeteries, and I loved it, And he's like, oh, and I'm like, no, really, I that's what I do. It's like ghost hunting. And he's
I know
like,
you tell people, they go, what?
yeah.
Or
Like,
what? Somebody dies, somebody go like, and when I do ghost walks, they can't believe we have a cemetery, right? And they can't. Whoa, why are we going to go there? Well, because people are dead. Duh. Why would I not go there? And I think it's
right?
funny that, and people are going like, why do you have a cemetery and a ghost walk? Like, duh, and it's just
That's
weird.
whatever.
People don't get it.
I know. That's where the best. Those are some of the best spots and some of the best pictures I've gotten. And I'm like, oh yeah, the older they are, the better. So
Well,
I'm going around like, oh man.
if you
These
see my photos on website and all the stuff, I got lots of amazing. I'm really good at that. Really good at a lot of photography, a lot of ghost stuff I caught, and
tell
things
people
coming.
where they can find it. And the links we have, we should have, I know I maybe didn't get them the last show we did, but they should all be in there. Go check out his stuff. Do your research. That's what I always say. I love it. I could sit there. And they're hard sometimes. Like when you got some pretty amazing stuff. You do. And I like.
Well, it's been in a lot of major books and TV shows that have used my photos.
Yeah.
And they're really cool. The main one that I like is the Thin Man, which they caught in his back porch.
Man.
If you saw the guy going through the wall, and he's got long arms and no legs and no head. He's got a body. It's like, oh my God, it was an amazing shot. And
Was he in your house? Was he one of the victims in your house?
Full apparition is on the site. It's on everywhere.
I did not. Okay. There's something new that I really just realized about it, so I'm gonna have to go back. But you have some pretty amazing stuff. So you have it. We tell people where they can find it because sometimes I don't always read, but I'll try and get those out there too, and keep putting.
Well, the main one, of course, is BurlingtonGhostWalks.ca. You can punch it up anywhere, and then of course my Facebook page is the Discovery Ghosts, part of the Discovery Channel, and it's under Discovery Ghosts, Patrick Cross. And then, of course, TikTok, amazing videos on there. So I put a lot of really the cool stuff, the haunted statue on there, the smoking haunted statue. Oh, it's just like so much fun, so much shit on there. Like, so if you find me on TikTok, just look that up. It's amazing stuff.
I didn't know you had those videos on TikTok. Now I'm gonna have to check twice.
Yeah, and on Instagram, but again, it's mostly TikTok because that's where I post a lot of the videos and my haunted guitar, everything else.
Can you tell a story about the haunted guitar real quick? I love this story.
Yeah, like since I was on the show last, of course, people really want to know about the haunted guitar, right?
Yeah.
And it's got more and more reviews. So I'm not going to go into total because it'll be a long story again. But I got this haunted guitar more or less inherited to me. Because I play guitar, I've always been playing guitar forever, ever and ever and ever. And I got my demon. Warlock demon guitar here, all the demon head. So yeah, I'm
that's the 80s right there. That's
here. With that, he's not haunted, by the way.
Oh yeah.
That's Charlie, by the way. He's not haunted. Yeah. Anyway, so I was into guitars, and I found this guitar at a pawn shop, and it was an Explorer guitar. So Flying V. So everybody knows that it's in the shape of a V, and it was a no-name brand, nothing major, and I was drawn to it. And at the time, I was going through a lot of problems again, ghosts and hauntings in my apartment back then. And something just said, buy it. So I felt it and I picked it up, and it was really cold. It was freezing cold. I'm going, well, this is cool. It goes around with all my ghost stuff. But the whole thing was always staying cold, frozen, right? And that I go, well, that's weird. So I started playing it in the store, and I was playing some riffy stuff, blues stuff. I didn't really like that. I was playing just like more weird, like fun stuff, and I didn't like that. And as soon as I started playing Black Sabbath or Paranoid, I was like, oh my God, I love that. It was like everything metal. Like, it was cool. So we were doing it back then. I was in a band called Sci-Fi Prodigy. We were a science paranormal ghost haunted band in the world. And I was saying, well, I can use this in my shows and everything else. It was really cool. So anyway, took it home, and it had a case, and right away things just started happening. I would just hear voices coming from her, like Mexican, or Brazilian voice at times. It's like como va and casa this and this, and all this. I'm like, holy cow, things Spanish, it's just weird. So I was putting about 3 days later, just things kept stuff happening on it. Like I had it in my case, and my wife then was going, well, something's going on in the office over there in the room. Something's jumping around. I was like, what are you talking about? So I opened the door, and the case was closed, and the case is jumping up and down with the guitar in it. I guess I wanted to be let out. It's like, okay, I'm gonna let it out. I'll let it go. And I was all happy and everything, I guess. And then, I don't know, just started things were like talking to me, half Spanish, half English, and it was trying to relate to me. I want you to worship me. I want you to. I am the devil. I am part of this guitar. I am the Thunderbird, and I am Exu, the god of thunder. Right? And I go, okay, what the hell's all this? Right? So,
You didn't have Google.
and the next thing you know, I put it down on a stand and says, I'll approve it. And the thing just literally went up in flames. It was like, great. And I was like, that's like really good. And I'm freaking out. And then it just died. And it just died in flames. So it starts telling me this story. And the story is that the guitar was in a band and in Detroit, Michigan. And the van, basically, the stage went on fire. The whole place got burned down. All the people ran out, and one of the band members, the bass player who had grabbed the guitar to take it, was literally killed by grabbing it. Something went through him and killed him, and the whole place was burned up. And everything was charred. He was killed, but the guitar was in perfect condition, standing there with his hand on the guitar, and he was dead.
Oh my god!
So I was like, oh great! So that's what the
and you know they could resell stuff like that back then.
The letter came with it was called a Dead Man's Hand, evil guitar, right? So that's where and it came with a letter about it. It was from the band. It was pawned and it was on sale. Pardon?
It had a letter.
I still have the part letter. Yeah, I explained, do not do this and do not do that, and email these instructions and everything else. So I thought,
they're like forget that. Whatever.
I thought it was sold, and it was taken, I guess, on an auction. It was brought to I found a pawn shop. So I had the letter with it. The thing, it was giving instructions what to do and how to worship it, and if you did certain things, you would be the most successful person in life, would have wealth and fame and fortune, right?
You didn't tell me this part before. Can you tell me what things on the list?
Yeah, because of the letter. So as an ownership, and then I was the ownership of, and it was signed in blood too. It was just bizarre, man. And if I was to own this and follow the instructions and follow the exude God, it became well famous and known and famous and rich and wealthy. So kind of like giving your soul away to the devil with a haunted guitar, right? Evil guitar. So after the guitar went in flames, it was telling me what to do. He says, I want you to go kill people with it, kill your wife, kill people, light them on fire, and burn things down. And I will reward you with riches of the world, right? So, one, I'm not going to do that. And two, got really upset and is going, no, I'm not doing it.
A moment where you're like, she had a really bad day. You're like, hell, man.
Yeah, so it was almost forced me to kill my wife when she came home. I was literally going to take the guitar and, smash it in her head. But I didn't. So then I'm going, oh, man. So I didn't know what to do. So I just got to put it in the room and close it up and put it back in the case. And it didn't like that. It got really upset.
Oh, God.
Get pissed off. And it was saying, if you don't let me out, I'm going to burn the whole place down. That's what I'm going to burn you down and kill you anyway. So you better keep me out and be nice to me. It's like, oh, great. I didn't know what to do. I'm going, oh, my God. I'm like, okay.
Guitar. That's crazy.
So there was a trip coming. I had it for about 2 months. And just things got weirder and weirder and weird. But, it was kind of protected because, I started winning money, but I wasn't doing anything following its instructions, right? And so anyway, I got really upset and I don't know what to do. And so I contacted, I was going to say the psychic show. And I was talking to a psychic, a gifted psychic named what's her name now? Um, she's very famous. Mazer Story is her last name. And she said, "Okay, well, I got this on. I'm getting possessed, and I don't know what to do." She says, "Okay, bring it to the show with Rob McConnell, the psychic show in St. Catharines, and we'll see and help you out because I need your help, right?" So,
Sure you want this to come into your
Saturday comes. I take it to put in the case. It's all kind of pissed off where I'm taking it, and I had some blue cloth and I brought salt. And she just bring salt, blue cloth, and everything else. So, so I put salt in it, and the salt really started smoking. You never see salt smoke, but it spit it all out. It spit the whole, like all the salt out of the case on the guitar, and was smoking white smoke. You can't burn salt. Okay, so that's another bizarre thing. So
you like, yeah. That's
pretty. So I took it to the show. As Essex was set up. As soon as I got him there, set up on the table, opened it up, and all the glasses on the tables weren't even full of water. You know the glass we put everybody all over the place. We're smashing everywhere, just like. And Rob goes, he's the owner. He goes, "What the hell is that? Get that demon thing out of here!" So Rob was like, I said, "Well, that's just my friendly demonic guitar." He goes, "Oh shit, what's wrong with you?" Because he knows we were like in the demon haunted band, and he got mad at me. He says, "We'll keep it out in the hallway on display." So the psychic comes by, Joyce, I think Joyce the name is, or the medium, and she goes, "Wait." She felt her head. She goes, "Oh, I feel sick." And the thing is, she goes, "That thing is talking to me." So it started saying that. It kind of knew that we were going to try and get rid of it, right? And it was possessed, trying to possess her. And he goes, "Don't," and it was speaking half Spanish, half English. "Do not come near me. Do not take me. Do not do anything to me. I will kill you and die, make you die right here." So she's saying, "Well, what do you want us to do?" She asked the guitar, and the guitar said, "To kill." To kill. That's all I said. I want to kill everyone, to kill the world. And it went on saying, "I am Exu, the god of the Brazilian god. My father is Satan. My mother is something else, a Lilith." That's what it was saying. It's like, so it's just bizarre shit. And it was the son of this ancient god, right? And it's a real god. It's one of the most feared gods in Brazil. So I looked it all up. It's a thunder god. Yeah, it's a Brazilian god. So, oh God, so what are we going to do? So she starts just telling it off, and the thing doesn't like it, like her telling him what to do. He says, "That's it." And this whole white fume comes flying out like evil claw fingers and grabs her throat like this and starts just strangling her,
off. Yeah. Oh my.
And she's going, "Oh, get it off me, get off me." And all this growling was going on and shrieking, and Rob comes out. And Rob was a big guy. He grabs her, and we're all grabbing her to get the guitar off her, right? And she's going, trying to kill me, trying to kill me. And it was trying to kill her and possess her. And the guitar thing was trying to make me kill her with the guitar in the head. It's like, oh my God, it was just bizarre. I remember getting filmed a TV crew as well going on. They all thought it was in a reenactment. And this is all real. And
probably there's no way that's real.
It was just brutal. So they're like, "Rob," and she goes, "Get that thing away." She goes, "I don't want to see it." She says, so she tells me what to do. Privately, I went and put it in my car. I said, "That's it, stay there." I said, "You're a bad demon. You're a bad demon. Stay there. Don't come back." So for the duration of the show, and I was really pissed off because I was like, I don't know what to do. She's all scared and telling me, "Well, you have to go and actually, there's no other way you can release it. You have to burn it. You have to put salt around it, light it on fire, and burn it, and release it. Release the spirit, release the death energy that is there. Because they're going to haunt you and kill them and want to kill everybody off."
And then hope it doesn't fly towards you.
Yeah, so I was kind of its protector because I was the ownership. I signed this stupid thing in blood, like whatever, But that's not good. I have a letter. I have my letter. And it's like, oh my geez. So I stayed for the show, kind of left early.
brothers and sisters back then. We didn't procurement like that was nothing. Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
so
So then you gotta tell the press. Sorry.
so I'm just documenting. Like, oh, Patrick threw a haunted guitar and almost killed everybody. Like, on the live on the news, like, really great for me. It's like, yeah, that's all I really need. So I threw the guitar in the car, and then I'm thinking, well, I don't know what to do because I got everything she told me to do. So she goes, okay, just go after. Like, I didn't even stay that long. I left for maybe a couple of hours because it was still light out. It was summertime, and I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I don't even know if the thing knew I was gonna do something to it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It was all pissed off, right? And this growling was still coming from the car when I went in the car and started driving. So I was going back to Oakville, and the thing was bouncing in the back of the car. You could hear it bouncing into the trunk, trying to jump out like a dead body coming out of the trunk.
I was like,
oh, great.
I'm not lying. This is true.
So I don't know what this is. I go, oh, crap. So all I thought was, I got to get rid of this. So I went to a park, and it was called Shell Park, and there was this giant, those green garbage tins, garbage big ones, the big ones they have. And there was a couple, and I was in the middle of the park. So I go, great, this is perfect. And I had a whole full tank of gasoline in the can. And I'm going, so she says, you got to burn it all up, light it on fire. Well, that shouldn't be a problem at all. I like blowing things up. Yeah, sure. And I go and take the guitar and put it inside the green garbage bin thing.
Oh, God.
And it's sitting in there, and I pour all this stuff. Nobody was around, thank God. Take all this gasoline and start pouring it all over the guitar. And I have lighters and everything else. And I'm perfect. It's going to work. So I could not light the guitar. Going, oh man, now I won't light. What's wrong with this stupid thing? I was throwing wood at it, and nothing's going to light. It just wouldn't go. So next thing I'm lighting it, and all the flames go on my arm, and going, oh shit! Now I'm on fire. And it's like, don't take that off. And it's like, oh, that's all I have. And then the next thing I'll go poof, and all the flames go up. The guitar lights on fire, and then they drop the gas tank into the bin. A full gas can. Oh shit! I'm gonna blow.
Run!
Things going. All the flames. Then I had grabbed the gasoline container, got it out there so it wouldn't blow that up. I start running, and I'm on fire. Running all the way down towards my car, and I'm gonna wash it.
Drop and roll, just go. Yeah.
And I had to pour all the salt around it first, and all around to make sure it was contained. And then I hear this giant shrieking going on, and it's going, no, this is in Spanish, and freaking out, and the whole thing just blew right up in a giant black smoke, just went. Even saw it was like a nuclear bomb. And I'm going, oh. And they see these giant wings, black, going into the sky, shooting right up. And the whole thing's on fire and everything else. It's like, oh my God. It's like, So I thank God it was screeching, just took off into went somewhere, released it. And I go back and go into the guitar to make sure it's still, like, it was burning, but I wanted to make sure it was kind of out. And most of it was out and was just smoking. There's no way. It was all charred completely. And I wanted to make sure so nothing would, go back on fire, right? It was all contained. So I'm kind of happy carrying my gas tank back. Yeah, I'm going to survive. Oh, my God. And all of a sudden, this white truck comes flying, pickup truck comes driving, going, and he's going right to the garbage bin while the smoke was coming up where the guitar is. I go, buddy, no, don't go there. You're going to. So he goes and looks at, I like this guitar. And he picks up, and it's all charred. He goes and puts it in his truck. And going, oh, shit. And going, how does that happen? I just got rid of it, destroyed it. The guy wants it.
You let him go. That's like a bad boyfriend.
I just let him go. So like that's it. I wouldn't even explain what I did because it didn't make any sense anyways. He just thought some guy. Yeah. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if he just wanted to restore it, but
he's been more than he did with like the new serial killer around the block.
Yeah, but I still kept the case, so the case was covered in salt, and nothing happened after that. And oh man, I got home at 11 o'clock and I just had passed out. I mean, I was my mind was free of the energy. Everything was free,
I'd
and
be afraid to look in the paper in the morning. I'd be like,
and
oh
then
my
I called. Yeah,
God.
her name was Eugene Major Story. That's her name. Sorry, and she's famous if you look her up. So I told her the next day what happened, and she was okay, and she was traumatized. And she said, "I've never had something that evil want to kill me in my life." And she was doing psychic and abilities for years. It's even in the Brad Steiger book about my haunted guitar. So a big story out of that. And uh,
Everybody has asked about that guitar. I am not joking. Out of everything, that guitar story had really struck a chord with people. Like, I mean, that I love it, and I was like, no, I love listening to that guitar story too. And I'm just thinking in my head, I had this thing that my friend, he like worked at aerodynamics. He thought he was from Area 51, something. It was a voltmeter. He thought that whole thing was going to burn down this place. So he brings it to, oh, that me? Oh, Christmas. This is great. I took that thing. I was like, nobody's getting it. It took out every outlet that I had. It was
wow.
going. I legitimately, I know it did. I tried to break my hand in my car, and it like, I mean, it was just disgruntled. My son's like, I'm not afraid of it. I'll leave it in his closet. And I leave, all of a sudden his chair busts in two. And I was like, all right. The CBs are going off, phones are going off. I mean, the outlets are going out, power's going out. So I was like, man, I got to do something. So I had holy water and a crucifix was on it. I took the holy water and I just sprayed the thing. That thing took the cross. It was like something right out of like the poltergeist, and it broke the cross and it whipped right around. The lid busted off. I didn't have a problem
Oh
with
my
it.
god.
That was it. That was it. But I remember Drew Banks like, you quit being a wimp. Go out. And I said, if I take that out there, it's a voltmeter. I don't know what the heck it's going to do. I'm more worried about getting out. I don't want to go down with
Yeah.
it. It's like,
Yeah.
there's a point. You're like, man, because I think it does know you're gonna try and do it in, but man,
Yeah.
ooh, that's crazy.
So anyway, got a big story out of that, and then Brad Steiger liked it, and he put in his book. And it went worldwide. That story, in his book, it's called "Ghost Hauntings and Haunted Places" or something. And then it became in the media, and then oh my god, creepy podcasts or got did the whole
Oh,
story on it. Uh, uh, and then now it's on the internet, so you can read that whole story too. So it's fantastic.
I know who I'm gonna contact you because this is your story. I know exactly who. I'll afterwards I'll send you an email. But I think it would be perfect to tell that story. But
So I want to
that
get
is,
into yeah, I want to get into a magazine, a haunted magazine, or I think Paranormal magazine. I want to relate that, and they would love it because they have the pictures of it too.
why don't
So
you start one?
um, well,
You
no, I
can
mean,
do it somewhere
I
else.
could, but I don't have the time. I've been doing a lot of stuff too. I'm also a broadcaster announcer, and I'm an announcer for Netflix, and I do a TV host for Discovery Channel and Travel Channel, and I'm doing this, and now I'm being hooked up with WWE. Going to be an announcer, moderator there for the wrestlers.
Thunderkick?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him for an interview with his AI, that dark AI from the web.
Oh yeah.
Can you pull some strings?
If you can, or anything that wants a
Well, I
cool
know
ghost
he's
story.
checking with WWE to see, and I'm like, there shouldn't be no problems at all. If there is, I'll clear him up.
Yeah, but
But
that's
yeah,
not ghost related. This is all paranormal shit. Like I don't even have to tell. I don't tell them because they're too scared of me. They told me the Undertaker too, or something. Oh my
oh
god,
man, those are the good days when they like the bushwhackers. Don't say that,
Yeah,
but Thundercat, because he's got this AI from the dark web, so he's entertaining. So I'm like, well, now if you're in the WWE, just say, that might not be a bad idea. But I don't know why he's got to check with the WWE. But I guess that's
yeah, I
okay.
don't know. Anyway, if you know anybody else who wants to do stories on it, that's like perfect. It's there.
Yeah, gosh, yeah. And like I said, I would love to invite you back. There's actually a couple of people that they have had, and I think you're like the ultimate expert. So would you kind of
Yeah,
entertain like a panel and
yeah,
like,
yeah. Sure. I don't know. I've been on lots of panels. I'm trying to get out and do some psychic shows too. This in the next couple months. But yeah, I would be available for panels. Yeah, for
okay,
sure.
because I know there's some people out there that they really look up to you. Like I really do too. I enjoy you, but they're really, I mean, like You're a lot of people's hero in this paranormal world, and I know that you're
The
very.
paranormal rock star, yeah.
But I'm on Discovery, A&E. I've done it all. Travel. That's they're dying. They want, and you're just so open and practical and funny and total rebel. If you like the degenerates of the 80s, gonna love him. Seriously. No, but there's been people that reached out. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna see if you would maybe entertain a panel where I could have and they do. They're looking for your advice. They're looking for,
Yeah, for sure.
they
Oh, really good
really
stories.
see where you're at,
Yeah,
so that's awesome.
for sure. Yeah,
So
cool.
awesome. So yeah, we'll do that soon. So everybody's been asking, and I'll get that out too, because I've
Yeah.
had a lot of people respond. So hopefully, go check out, do your research, and then you'll be even more excited. And then we'll kind of figure out, because I have a couple people that I know that have asked. So, but in the paranormal community, that's awesome, and that's the type of guy you are. This is why I absolutely just enjoy talking to you every time.
Well, I'm the rebel paranormal rock and roll guy, so I've always been the ghost. That's the way I've used it. Rock and roll music, guitars, demons, devils, and paranormal, and running around and getting haunted. That's all it is.
My language. Yeah, I know, right? So, so I'll be in touch soon, but I won't keep you any longer. Is there any parting words that you would like to give your audience? We've got about 400 people watching live right now.
Well, yeah, ideally, believe in yourself and keep it in yourself. Follow the faith and follow your heart. That's all I can say. Don't there's trends, but if you can learn something from it and then help others and pass it on, pass the torch, and keep the community going in a positive way, in a positive light. That's what I want to do. I want to keep helping people and always work together as a community. And no matter who you are in life,
Right.
we're all here to help each other and be a part of it. So that's the other thing.
Be good to one another. That's right. Rules are meant to be broken. That's another good thing too.
And have fun too. You gotta have fun with it. You can't always be scared of things, because it's there to enlighten you and to show you it's a path,
Yeah, you got to learn. Unless you're experiencing some of this stuff for yourself, you'll never quite get it. It's never the same as hearing about it.
Exactly. You can say it all you know, and that's why I tell skeptics, sorry. Oh no, I don't believe all this is all made up. Well, until it happens to you and you actually have something happen, then you'll believe it.
And they're the ones that are running out first. They're not.
That's how I got on the show on Ghost Trackers YTV, because the producer wanted a paranormal expert when we were doing the show, and I said didn't believe anything. I said, yeah, I gotta have proof. I don't believe anything. So I went to this place, two places that are really haunted. One was the haunted tree that we had in Burlington here, and there was a couple other places, the statue, and another place that was really, really demonic. And I said, okay, prove it. So I go, okay, well, this tree basically has an energy. It was called the tree with a heartbeat. And this guy basically was killed. He was driving his car, and he drove right into the tree, and the car blew up, and he was thrown into the tree, and he was killed. And his body and his energy went into the tree. So the tree literally took on the energy of this guy who died. And then the tree literally had a heartbeat. You could feel the heartbeat pounding and everything else. And it could actually see blood coming off the tree, and it would bleed on demand. So I said, and his name was Tony. Okay, the guy died. So I said, Tony, you got to say Tony 3 times. And then all the blood started coming out. Yeah, it was bizarre. So we said, I had major people on the tours, and we did really well with that. So the producer, I forget his name now, says, well, I'll take him to the tree. I said, okay, put your hand on this. So I told him the story, and he goes, holy cow, I feel the heartbeat. You can feel it pounding lightly and really hard. I go, okay. Call out Tony's name. Turn your eyes, go face the tree, and feel the tree. And he turned and closed his eyes, put his hand where the spot was, and all the tree was bleeding blood. And he goes, "You made that up. That's real blood." And he goes, "Now I believe you." And it was all real. I even took samples of DNA as the human blood coming off the tree.
Really? Oh, I didn't even think about that. Now with the DNA, now you can do.
So he goes, "You're signed." Actually, no. The other thing that made me sign this show, I took him to the haunted place in this mansion place called down Lakefront Mansion. and there's a demon bush right there. There's demons in the bush. Okay, they're protecting the land, everything else. So we went there. He goes, okay, let's do that. I go, all right. So go stand in that bush and tell me if you can walk out without screaming. He goes, what do you mean? It's a bush. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a bush, but I don't know. That's okay. He goes to the bush, and all of a sudden these things start screaming, coming out. All these demons coming, all swirling around. Goes, he's running everywhere. He goes, after me, help me. The guy's a scared cat. I was just laughing my head off. I said, there you go. That's the demons and Native Indians protecting the land. He goes, your signs, I sold it. I'm selling my soul to this TV show. That's how I got the show. True story.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
I like, man, and people do too. There's a couple places where I know there's no matter, like, they're for sure deals. Like, we're going to the Einberg Manor at 3 a.m. I know which room we're staying in, and yeah, I'm gonna sit back and let you find out for yourself. You know, why would I want to take that away from you? But yeah, that's great. I love it. You know, it's like their pant leg was going up, and I was like, you doubted. I didn't. I know that they're real. So I'm good, right?
So yeah, if you really want to know the demon places, I can take you there, but you don't want to go there. So yeah.
It makes me want to go there. I'm like, man, if I ever get in your area, I'm like, let's just make the demon hotspot list. I gotta experience it because I'm one of those people that I've got to do it.
I have the videos. I have the recordings of the sounds and them screaming and attacking with all the black images and all the horns. I have all of it on tape on video. Right?
Yeah, so check it out. Like, I've checked it out. I love it because they'll be like, leave. And I'm not going anywhere, you know.
I've had that happen. They're in your face, leave.
And everyone else is like, right on. What are you guys doing?
It echoes everywhere. It doesn't go just leave it. So not leave.
Yeah, it's not like a nice, we'll see you later. No, it's like, get out of there. Like,
and then I go back, and after I go, I do believe in spooks. I do believe in spooks. I do believe in the cowardly lion, you know. That's how I feel like.
I know there's like a dish levitating and shot across the room. I'm like, yes. Everybody's like, I'm like, what do you get to wear this? We're going the right way. And this is what you came for, right?
Exactly. I've had people run away out the ghost stores. They can't handle it.
No, I did too. One was shoving one out of the way. They were both trying to get out. I'm like, what? You guys didn't even think this was real. Just like a half hour ago, you know? But yeah. That's awesome. So I want to thank you for your time and thank everybody tonight for watching and tuning in. And if you missed any of this, you have to restart. Every time I talk to Patrick, it's like, oh my gosh, it's just unbelievable. So as I said I would, I have asked Patrick, and he's open to a panel. So there are like some people that I really know that are in this, and they really, their heart and their souls in this, so they would just give anything to that. So we will get that set up soon. I'll set up a date with Patrick, and I'll get people, and we'll go from there. But other than that, I'd like to thank you again, and don't have to say goodbye. I'll say I get to see you shortly.
Yeah, it's always fun on your shows because you have a lot of same experiences and you can relate to it. And I go on other shows, a lot of people go, "What? They don't believe?" They're all freaking out. Go, "I don't know if this is gonna happen." Like that. How they're so strict and so professional. And then when you scare the shit, and they go, "Oh wow, yeah, that was a good guy, a good guess." Hilarious.
You can tell when someone gets it and when they don't, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to explain this a little bit more. But and you're right too. Everybody else is listening, like, if you know, like, that's almost
exactly.
If you don't, hey, Patrick's here to find out. So for you to find out.
For sure.
Yep. So thank you again, and I absolutely Patrick Cross. Everybody, if you haven't checked in, I've got all of his social media links in the description. He by far has the most experience, and he's such a down-to-earth person, and he's so humble. Like, he'll sit there and he'll be like, but and I'm like, he's across the board has the experience, the know-how, and a vast range of this, and he's very, very open and funny, absolutely hilarious. So that only just adds to it. So like I said, he's open to a panel, and I know that there's a lot of people that are coming to the front edge of the paranormal, and even though I've been kind of outcasted as a UFO person, I grew up in the paranormal. Like the paranormal is like my normal and my home away from home. So I would love to do that, and I think that we could have a lot of fun and a lot of information, and just to learn and to see somebody who's. I mean, really, how many people do you know? And this story just goes on, this house. I mean, it just unbelievable. So, but what a great, so authentic and so genuine. So thank you for taking the journey into the unknown with SNX Radio, and we will be seeing Patrick soon. So, and the guitar. Oh my gosh, the guitar. I bet people are, I love the questions about the guitar because then I get to ask them about it again. So again, enjoy your weekend and be good to everybody. Be good to one another. Still going?
Drifting we roam, finding our place in the vastness we call home. With courage and wonder we reach for the light, guided by visions that illuminate the night. Mystery cloaked in the vast unknown, truth and discovery seeds we sow. In the starlit wonder we seek the key to unlock the secrets of our galaxy. Chasing the dreams that fill the night. Stars are our compass and time is our friend. Together we'll journey where stories transcend. Mystery cloaked in the vast unknown. Truth and discovery seeds we sow. In the starlit wonder we seek the key to unlock the secrets of our galaxy. Through endless horizons, our spirits ignite. Chasing the dreams that fill the night. Stars are our compass, and time is our friend. Together we'll journey where stories transcend. Through endless horizons, our spirits ignite. Chasing the dreams that fill the night. Chasing the dreams that fill the night. A symphony night, we would not name. A symphony, a wonder, secret key to unlock the secrets of our galaxy. First we start with the cosmos, whisper our name. A symphony of wonder unveiled, a celestial refrain. In each glassy moment, our wisdom grows. In the dance of the universe, the truth flows. In the quiet of the night, we dream and fly, with questions that echo through an endless sky. Bound by the stars, our story unfolds. In the universe, our destinies are told. Where the stars and secrets flow. Subnation X radios glow. In the night we'll rise. ride the show into the unknown, unknown, where mysteries are shown. Dance to the beat we own, yeah. Come with us and let it go. Night sky whispers in the dark. Secret trails will leave a mark. Follow close, ignite that spark. We're on a ride, it's just the start. Into the unknown, unknown, where mysteries are shown. Dance to the beat we own, yeah. Come with us and let it go. Feel the rhythm, feel the night. Every heartbeat, pure delight. Mysteries come to light. Hold on tight, it's out of sight. Into the unknown, unknown, where mysteries are shown. Dance to the beat we own, yeah. Come with us and let it go. Unraveling the mysteries, secrets in the night. We travel through the cosmos, ready for the flight. Together we'll shine, casting shadows aside. In the heart of the rhythm where our dreams collide.
Join the SUBN8IONX next quest. The truth is our guide in the vast expanse. It's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the grooves around us, everything's alright.
From the combination next quest, the truth is our guide in the vast expanse. It's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the grooves surround us, everything's alright. SNX Radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bring shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spots. Heavy bass drops with tight beats.
Illuminate the shadows, the echo of our call.
On this road we will never fall.
Feel the energy rising, can you sense the spark? As we dive deeper into the cosmic arc.
Stories of the universe, mysteries unfold. In the heart of SNX, where the truth is gold. Every note we play, every line we write, crafting our legacy, shining ever bright.
SNX Radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spot. Here in the spotlight, we're taking our turn. With the fire in our hearts, let the passion burn. SNX Radio's call, ringing through the air. Together we rise, together we dare.
So join us now, let the rhythm flow. With SNX Radio, we're ready to go. Unraveling the mystery side by side, we stand hand in hand. In this dance